Right. So, in the last session, we have discussed about what exactly the product owner in context to the artificial intelligence usage implementation on a high level note. Now, you will be knowing about what are all that something that we are learning as part of product owner artificial intelligence implementation and all that. So, wherein first thing you must be knowing about uh, the kind of product management workflow. This is something which is required because being a product owner, when we are implementing by defining the goal and vision of the product, it's always important for us to know about the kind of workflow in context to the project product management. So learning about product management workflow is something always essentially important. It's not only as far as AI implementation is concerned, but even as a product owner, this is something essentially required. But in learning of artificial intelligence, how the product management workflow process can be created and how this can be streamlined. This is something which we must be knowing. Okay, this is point number one. Second, we must be knowing about ordering of backlog items. Okay, what are the different backlog items that we need to be ordered and how this can be ordered. So prioritization, like a high level priority will be in the top, medium level priority will be in the middle, least priority will be in the least, right? So everything you must be knowing, followed by what are the key deadlines that we need to be reached. Because release management planning is something that we do first. After once the release management plan done, then next we do the uh, after release management planning, we do the implementation of the Scrum implementation sprints and all everything. So that we need to know about the ordering of backlog items and what are the key deadlines that are to be reached, and also for that what are the reminders that we need to be set. Right. So all these things that we need to know. This is also one of the key and important element that we need to know it. Next, we must be knowing about identifying and as well as implementing the principles of prompt engineering. Okay, this is required. So prompt engineering, so implementation that we must be aware of, right? So we must be knowing about how to identify the principles of prompt engineering, etc. Everything that we need to know, because when there is any kind of implementation, a specific AI implementation that we do, what are the AI prompts to achieve the kind of work goals that we need to be achieved here. So everything will be part of it. Next, we need to evaluate uh, what are the AI generated outputs or the kind of edit results that we need, and followed by this, what are the different techniques as well as for refining any kind of prompts to yield any desired AI outputs. Everything will be part of it. This is also one of the key and important element that we need to be known, right? So that we need to be identified. So followed by what are the different identification of the best practices for any kind of AI tools. What are the different Scrum workflows that we need to be identified and imparted here. So everything you need to know. This is also one of the key element. Next, about I already mentioned you in the beginning of the session, right? So product management workflow, that part we have already discussed. Okay, product management requirements, strategies. This is also something you will be learning, wherein by implementing and utilizing artificial intelligence, how this can be done by using any market analysis you want to do, or if you do want to do any competitor research, or if you want to incorporate any artificial intelligence into any kind of strategic planning or decision making, being a product owner that we are going to do. Everything that you will be learning over here. Next one about when it comes to the implementation of artificial intelligence, especially on it, wherein we need to know about the user story creations and refinements, because on a high level note, in the last session we discussed already, right? So how we need to identify artificial intelligence and how this can be assisted by generating user stories, different sources and as well as feedbacks of the data. And at the same time, we must be knowing about what are the different techniques to refine AI engineering user stories to ensure the clarity, at the same time, consciousness, alignment with business values, all that. Next, we need to know about the kind of ordering of user stories based on the impact on the customer needs and strategic goals. Everything will be part of it. So these are the major areas wherein, being a product owner, we need to learn apart from reporting, right? So apart from knowing about the forecasting about the customer behavior or market trends, apart from product creation roadmaps, apart from all that, these are the major elements which one to be known with. These are all something which we need to learn. So this is where generally being into a product owner, wherein when we are developing any kind of prompt engineering, right? So when we are implementing prompt engineering and all, and how to develop the prompts which are effectively instructing AI models to estimate any kind of story points for sprint planning. Because when we do sprint planning, as in when we know, right, there are two ways. When we are implementing user stories and all, we use user story points. It can be 1, 2, 3, 5, something of that. So based on the business value, based on the complexity, based on the uncertainty of the particular user story, we give the story point. So for that, anyway, you know, right? So poker gaming technique, t-shirt sizing, all that we have already implemented and we have used it. So apart from that, when we do the sprint planning, it's not only user stories. When we have taken the task, we have taken users, we have taken hours into consideration. This is something being into a product owner by combining the product owner basic and standard skill sets by implementing AI, especially the prompt engineering, is something that we are learning. This is what something that we need to know, right? So from tomorrow onwards, I'm going to discuss about the workflow, product management workflow, and how this can be done, how this can be implemented, and in what way artificial intelligence is something, tools that are to be used, and how this can be used when we are implementing any ordering of backlog items, etc. While we are doing any kind of sprint planning or sprint retrospections in future, all that. So that we are going to discuss, right? So review or retrospections, all that. So that we are going to discuss in the next sessions.